Welcome to 1.13, the training lab for our zyLab um, activities. So I will read through this and we will do the exercise together, and that should help explain how to do labs. And again, if you have any trouble, screenshot the issues that you're having and send me emails, preferably not Sunday night before midnight. A little bit of time is always welcome to try to troubleshoot things in case it is not just you're doing something wrong, but more that the book itself is doing something wrong. Anyway, let's begin. Says that while the zyLab platform can be used without training, a bit of training may help some students avoid common issues. This assignment is to get an integer from input and then output that integer squared, ending with a new line. Below is a program that has been nearly completed for you. Click Run Program and the output is wrong. Sometimes a program lacking input would produce wrong output, as in this case. No output is also an option. Remember to always re-enter needed input. So it says type 2 in the input box and then click Run Program. And note that the output is 4. And when you type 3 in the input box instead and then run it, the note on the output is 6. So when you are done developing your program, you can submit the program for automated grading. You click the Submit Mode tab and then click Submit for grading. If we're going to do this as they want us to. So the first test case will fail, and it'll show where our issue is. And then we will need to match the output directly, including the white space, which is a pet peeve of mine on here. And then change the program to output on ending with a new line. Then we'll click on development mode and change the output statement. So we'll start with the first one. So we are going to click submit mode and then submit for grading, and it will run its little thing. And it says that 0 out of 5 output is nearly correct, but the white space differs. It won't tell you this, I don't think exactly when you do regular labs. It'll just highlight this. And if it does tell you this, then it's gotten better over the years, which is entirely possible. And then it tells us here that my output was 24 and the expected output was 1, 14, and then 4. But we really just want to focus on one at a time, because if you look at all of them, you can get overwhelmed. So I'm just going to look at them, but we don't have to address each of them independently. And then here the output differs. If we input -5, the output is -10, and it was expected to be 25, right? Because it's the number squared. So up here, user number is the input that we're going to give it. The user number squared is user num plus user num. Now, that's not how you square something. To square something is the number times the number itself, right? So it's not a plus that's supposed to be here. It should be the asterisk. So we go into develop mode, make sure that that's right. Okay, submit mode, and submit it for grading. Make sure we fixed our math error. Okay, so that's still wrong. That's still wrong. But the output is now right, and the output is now right. Then it has this space at the end that it has an issue with, and that's really going to be /n, I want to say. I'm going to look real quick. Maybe if it just prints, let's see. If we just do that, that should put it just on one line by itself. Okay. Again, we go back into develop mode and do this, and then enter our program input. So if we do 2 and run program, all right, we get 4. If we do -5, we get 25. So that math is fixed. And so then we'll switch back to submit mode, and we'll submit it for grading and see if we got rid of that space. Okay, so there is no space at the end, and it puts it on Lino by itself. So this has now been upgraded to a 15 out of 15, and it will hold your best grade. Um, you don't have to resubmit. It goes through and updates on a pretty regular basis. The only time that it doesn't update is if you are past the deadline for the assignment, and then if you have reached out to me and I have said that I will grade it later, I go through and I update the dates so that it'll push your grade over, or I can manually go and update it in Blackboard. However, that should not be the normal. So please try to look at these labs and go through them earlier in the week rather than later, in case you find yourself running into trouble. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope this helps. Thanks.